And now to talk about our module of the week, let's turn it over to Martin Anderson Klutz, a senior solutions engineer at Acquia and a maintainer of a number of Drupal modules and recipes of his own. Martin, what do we have for us this week?
Thanks, Nick. Have you ever wanted to customize the way Google Maps appear on your Drupal site? There's a module for that. It's called Styled Google Map, and it was created in March of 2014 by I Am Puma, but recent releases are by Artem Dmitriev of 1x Internet. In terms of versions available, there is a 7.x-2.0, 8.x-1.7, and 8.x-2.6 versions available, the last of which works with Drupal 8, 9, 10, and 11. It is actively maintained. In fact, that latest release was just a week ago. There is security coverage, and for documentation, it has a documentation page as well as lots of information on the project page. It has 8 open issues, one of which is a bug against the current branch that was actually fixed in the latest release, which is pretty good considering it's in use by 1,764 sites, according to Drupal.org. Now, the module allows your Drupal site to use custom styles for maps, which you can copy and paste from snazzymaps.com or create from scratch using a configuration widget on GitHub that is linked from the project page. You will be able to use custom markers by using the System Stream Wrapper module, and you can also specify pop-ups for the markers using a field or a view mode. If you use the companion styled Google Views module, you can also show multiple locations and define clustering options. Styled Google Maps also has integration with Google's directions service, so visitors can easily get turn-by-turn directions for how to reach their chosen location. The module also includes a demo submodule so that you can use to quickly set up a working example to illustrate all the different options available using Styled Google Map. So let's talk about Styled Google Map.
This sounds like a really cool module. I've built styled maps in the past, and I remember this would have been almost 10 years ago, though, so I think it was significantly harder back then. And we ended up having to use Leaflet. So I'm curious how this compares with Leaflet. It looks like with Snazzy Maps, it's almost, assuming it has a style that you want, it's almost drop in for replacement of styles. Is that accurate?
So that's certainly my understanding. I will confess I haven't actually had a chance to use this one myself. Like you, Nick, I've definitely tended to go the Leaflet route more in the past. And, certainly from the sounds of this module, it sounds like it's much simpler to sort of go through the UI, as you say, potentially copy and paste from Snazzy Maps. So definitely one I'm interested to try out myself as well.
So I think, Christoph, this is probably one of your projects.
Yeah, I was involved creating this module. So when you go to Snazzy Maps, you can just copy a JavaScript object that contains all the configuration that Google Maps expects to render itself beautifully. Yeah, and Snazzy Maps has a huge inventory of differently styled maps, of all types. And usually, in the past, we used this a lot, especially for maybe campaign websites where location is important. Yeah, and then you have some fancy style to that campaign site. Then you're looking for a map, and then you're just much faster if you just take something that's pre-configured and you just paste it in, and then you start playing with it until it just fits to the style of the campaign website. Yeah, and that's how this all originally came. It has evolved quite a bit. So we also did larger projects based on styled Google Map, where you just have all these integrations that you see, with maps, Europe maps. So we did, for example, large energy provider, where you just have all these solar panels across Europe, and then you could just see them all, and they would be clustered, and then you zoom in, and the cluster expands and so forth, all with custom icons and pop-ups and so forth, and completely in style with the with the corporate design of this energy provider's website. Yeah, so it has quite evolved a bit. But what's really nice, that's why we also like to maintain it a lot, is because there's such a low barrier of entry. I mean, you just turn it on, and you have Google Maps out there and on your website, and then you paste in the style, and it looks awesome right away.
I can also, as a site builder, I was always more on that side. I used it so many times, and it was so easy for a site builder to use. So try it out. Definitely worth it.
Will do. And on the configuration side, is it like a field formatter? Is that how you determine which style it is, or is it site-wide? you choose a style, and every map on the site is going to
No,
have that.
it's per map. I also have to say, like,
Okay.
I haven't been involved in like setting this up recently, so I actually don't remember anymore like how this was built like under the hood. Yeah, but it's definitely not site-wide. It's not like that you just like put for the whole
Okay.
website, like a single style and that's applied everywhere. It's per instance, yeah, and
Okay.
it just styles like the output of the Google Maps field, and it's just custom as you want to have it.
Very cool.
Sorry, I've gone down the rabbit hole of looking at different styles of maps and playing with them. This is very cool, and I would like to applaud Martin, because originally I was kind of like, how does Google Maps make any sense for today's topic? Usually things are more tightly integrated, but as we're talking to two folks from 1X Internet, I now understand the connection, and as usual, on topic and very relevant. So, Google Maps, style Google Maps are interesting, and I look forward to looking through this.
I also wanna do a little shout out to our team, because if you go on the module page, you will actually see how well it is like formatted, and they have been like, they created like an icon for Product Browser. So one of the contribution, like a non-code contribution in our team, has been like to actually make all of our modules look awesome on Drupal.org. So that's a great entry for people who are like, how can I get to do a contribution, and our designers. So this is like a good example of like, there's an icon there for the product browsers. There's actually it's nicely, as nicely done as possible on Drupal.org. So check it out because of that too.
And that takes a lot more effort than people realize, I think, writing a clear module page. I mean, it's very easy to see kind of what you need. It's nothing like my modules, which are usually just a half of a paragraph description of what it does. Do you have a template for that, by the way, or is it?
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
we do.
question. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we do. So we try to make them all look nice and kind of look the same. So we didn't invent it. We just like looked around what other people did and like compiled the best of, and then we try to reuse it everywhere. Reason also why we do it is like this module is just not it doesn't have so many installations, yeah. But I think it's just good for Drupal to just make this look professional. So especially for the new user, I mean, if you're experienced, like everyone here, maybe it doesn't matter for you like how fancy the module page looks, yeah. But I think for new users, adopters, evaluators, I mean, it's really important that this looks super professional.
Yeah, it is a nice looking module page, and it's making me think about the modules that I maintain, going back and revisiting those. But
If
we'll
Martin
see.
if Martin were to adopt this, it would take up years of his life, I think.
Yeah, with the number of modules I maintain, there's no way I could do them all anywhere near this fancy. So definitely appreciate the work your team has done to make it, give it that level of finish.
All right. Thank you, Martin. As always, as John pointed out, another on-topic module of the week, which we always appreciate. How can folks get in touch with you or suggest another module of the week?
We are always happy to get nominations for Module of the Week in the Talking Drupal channel of Drupal Slack, or folks can reach out to me as ManClue on all of the Drupal and social channels.
Awesome. Great. See you next week. Thanks.
See you then.